everyone, Joey Keith here, and today I want to take some time to talk about the upcoming game, Starfield. Starfield is one of the most anticipated games this year. Bethesda games are known for being able to go where you want and do what you want. This game is supposed to take that concept to the next level. Today I want to talk about creating a character in Starfield because in an RPG, it's one of the most important aspects, and the way Bethesda implements their character creator has always been my favorite. With the nameless character approach and the unknown background, it makes it so easy to roleplay a character and give it its own backstory. I especially like the way Skyrim and Oblivion implemented this, and I hope that Starfield will stick to that formula, at least for the most part. I'm taking a look at a section from the 2022 Xbox and Bethesda showcase where the first official gameplay reveal was shown. This section is about the character creator, and just taking a look at the first section here, I noticed at the top what appears to be a company called Argos Extractors. It looks like whatever happens to the protagonist has brought them to applying for a job, and down at the bottom it shows an employee number, so they must have hired them. Only 5 tabs are shown in the creator, and upon further examination, it would seem that is all we need. In this tab, they are showing us different profiles we can start with, which is very similar to the presets in Bethesda's previous games. We can also see that biometric customizations can be changed later by visiting a genetics facility. It's nice to see them telling us this in the beginning, so we don't have to worry so much about what our character looks like. I do wonder if we can change our sex later in the game though. I mean, in real life we already can, so I would imagine that sex change technology would only be better in a couple hundred years. The presets look good, however, in some I noticed that the hair lacks in detail. Don't get me wrong, it looks much better than Fallout and it looks great, but from what I see here, it falls a little short from what other developers are doing. Here in the body tab, they have presented us with what looks like something very similar to the triangle from Fallout 4. However, it looks like moving the sliders might change the way the face looks. Could be wrong about this, but that would be a nice change. I noticed there is a way to change the walk style, which is a great relief from Fallout. Some of the old animations when walking and running definitely need updating. Even though they didn't show us, there is a section that says body type. I wonder if they are basing this on the 3 body types, endomorph, mesomorph, and ectomorph. That could indicate that we can change the height of the character and have different attributes for those types. I'm just speculating here, but it would be nice to see more differentiation between character builds. In the next tab, it's labeled Face and shows the expected mods to the facial features. I really don't see anything new here, but there is a way to scroll down, so you never know, they may have added more than we can see. I will say with the camera zoomed in on the face, the detail in the skin, mouth, and nose look much better, and that is nice to see. The background tab shows us some different backstories we can use for our character and the buffs it will add for using them. It looks like there's a lot to choose from, and it's nice to see. Some of these, like Combat Medic, look like they would be really good to use for a first playthrough because of the buff to pistol damage, med packs, and carry capacity, while others like Cyberneticist seem to be better for a second playthrough after knowing if laser weapons and robots are something that we even deal with in the beginning of the game. Next, they show us the Traits tab, and this one is interesting because it will give us up to 3 options to choose from, and they say optional, so we don't have to take them at all. With each trait, we will get a buff in one way and a nerf in another. Here we can see that introvert gives us more endurance when alone, but less when we have a companion. I like this. In Fallout 4, I played with all the companions on the first playthrough, but something like this would be good if I decide to go at it alone when playing the game again. I'm not sure how many of these I would take on my first playthrough though, but I'm sure after knowing the game, I'll be using all three options when I play through again. Also, Todd Howard says that we will be able to get rid of the negative attribute in the game at some point, so there is that. This is the point of the showcase where they start talking about skills, but I'm not going over that today. I really just wanted to talk about the creator and the beginning of the game. You see, my favorite thing about Skyrim was that they threw us into a situation where we didn't know the background of our character. Also, as we played the game out, background is never brought up. Oblivion was the same way. I really like this approach. The reason Skyrim is my favorite game is because I can roleplay the game and imagine this character's background. The thing is, the more I learned about Elder Scrolls and its lore, the more detailed the characters' backstories became, and so one of my favorite things to do was to start over new. In Fallout 4, our backstory is already written. We were in the war, we are married, we have a kid, someone kills our partner and takes our kid, and now we're in pursuit of them. Don't get me wrong, I played Fallout 4 several times and I loved it, but every playthrough just seemed the same after a while, just with a different gun. I really had to get very creative to change that backstory. My point here is that the character creation in Starfield looks great, and I'm hoping that they go with a more Skyrim or Oblivion approach when it comes to the start of the game. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited for Starfield. Space adventure is one of my favorite genres, and Bethesda titles are my favorite games of all time. Let me know down in the comments, what's your favorite game of all time? And are you excited for Starfield?